Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you had a great 2023 and got good things ahead in 2024. Got the New Year's lights on for you. Hope you enjoy. But today we want to talk about my predictions based on data for 2024. Spoiler alert, I'm predicting 5.5% increased appreciation over real estate. That's in Boston and suburbs of Boston, the surrounding area. So let's talk about why. So before we talk about where things are going, let's look at where we came from and dive into some numbers. So if we look here at median sale price, we see that the last 4 years, in 2020, there was a 12% return. In 21, there was a 14% return. In 22, a 2% return. And last year, there was a 4% return nationally. Now, if we go to Boston, this will give us a little bit more hyper local numbers. 11% in 2020, 12% in 2021. In 2022, basically broke even, it was flat. And then last year, even with rates at 8%, there was a 10% return year over year, which is pretty incredible to see how strong the market is, even with some hurdles in its way. But now let's jump back into our 3 topics on why we think it's going to go up 5.5% in 2024. The 3 main things we're going to look at today are buyer trends to expect in 2024, seller trends to expect, and interest rate trends to expect in 2024. So let's jump in. So sellers, as it pertains to sellers, I think we're gonna see more sellers and more inventory on the market in 2024 because there are better rates, and sellers often believe that that leads to a better time to sell. There's an old saying, or maybe I just made it up, even bad predictability is better than unpredictability. And last year, there was such a variation with rates and how the Feds drastically moved them. It didn't feel like there was really good communication, and that scared a lot of sellers. So sellers and buyers both like predictability. And not only are there better rates now than where they were at some points last year, they're predicted to come down and stay relatively stable and not move a ton. So I think the 2 things of better rates and predictability are gonna lead more sellers into the market and more inventory on the market for buyers this year. So now let's talk buyers. Buyers were struggling with some of the same things sellers were. High interest rates, low inventory, which led a lot of buyers to putting their search on hold. So I think a lot of the buyers that have put their search on hold, they're pent up, they're ready to find their next spot. With rates being lower and more options being available, I think we're gonna see a lot of buyers in the market. So more buyers, but also more inventory. So I think we'll have a healthy balance and just continued growth. So why do I think 5.5% for 2024? I think that could maybe even be modest, but what I think is that we're gonna see growth in real estate like we often and almost always do. I don't know that we would get up to the double-digit numbers. I think inventory, a lot of sellers coming on, will help keep the numbers from getting too crazy, which overall I think is a great thing. But I do think that we'll have way more buyers out there, and I think buyers will have the extra bucks to get into bidding wars, and I think we'll see a lot more of those than we did last year. One of the reasons I think we'll see that appreciation and we'll see more bidding wars this year than we did last year is that buyers are probably one of the better buying spots that they've been in for a while. Not only have all the buyers that put their search on hold had an extra year to save up money, but on top of that, most buyers have a big chunk of savings and often put some of that into investments. And this year in 2023, the S&P 500 has gone up 24%, the Dow Jones has gone up over 13%, and the NASDAQ has gone up over 42% on the year. So the stock market has done incredibly well. A lot of buyers are in a great financial spot, maybe even a better one than they were last year. So that's my prediction for 2024. If you guys want a market update, a year over year market update for your city, your town, DM me MR, market report, and the name of your town, and I'll send one your way. Have a great 2024.